This episode is brought to you by FX's The Old Man. The hit show returns, starring Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow. The former CIA agent sets off on his most important mission to date, to recover his daughter after she's kidnapped. The stakes get higher and more secrets are uncovered. FX's The Old Man. All new Thursdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
This is Optimal Work Daily. I Was a Zombie and Addicted to Netflix by Stella Grizont of Woopaah.com. With all this talk of being happier at work over at workhappinessmethod.com, I thought I'd share with you some personal inspiration, my own misery at work. Prior to launching Woopaah, I spent nearly 10 years in brand strategy. I was paid to listen to people, unearth their deepest desires, and then use that to help brands sell to them. I didn't find that very meaningful, but I learned a ton. To be precise, I learned a lot about being miserable at work. I've had many moments of crying in the ladies' room, feeling lost and confused, which have inspired the kind of trainings you've been hearing about in the Work Happiness Method. So I got myself out of there. If I couldn't be happy, I didn't want to be there. I decided to dedicate my hard-won business skills to helping women entrepreneurs, and I coached over 1,200 women entrepreneurs in designing the career and life of their dreams. While this work was extremely meaningful, I got burned out and realized, passion alone isn't enough. That's when I decided to go back to school to study the science of happiness and launch Woopaah. In my first year of business, I had amazing clients, was excited to be working for myself, and generated a ton of buzz. And I felt like I had found my purpose, helping people be happier at work and living better lives. Sounds pretty good, right? But the behind-the-scenes truth wasn't so pretty. You see, I developed a huge Netflix addiction. I mean, when I wasn't working, I was on the couch watching marathons of Frasier and 30 Rock. Seriously, I became a zombie. Why? Well, in hindsight, I can see it was because I didn't want to admit something to myself. I didn't want to hear what my heart was telling me. You see, when I launched Woopaah, in addition to consulting, training, and coaching, our main offering was immersive play experiences for teams. We literally had people splash around in paint and scream in the back of moving trucks to let out their stress. I 100% believed in the idea. The experiences truly transformed people, but I dreaded doing them. I hated lugging buckets of paint across Manhattan and driving 16-foot moving trucks around the city. I loved the impact of the work. I loved helping people. It truly felt aligned with my purpose, but I didn't enjoy the process in which I was achieving my results. That's when I learned that how you do your work is just as important as the reason you're doing it. Just like your passion isn't enough, your personal mission, aka your purpose, isn't enough either. Here I was, a happiness expert and a woman who coached 1,200 entrepreneurs on how to build thriving businesses, but I had stopped going after new clients and repeatedly let go of amazing business opportunities because I preferred to watch Netflix. What gives? Why was I so stuck? What was the thing I didn't want to admit to myself? Here's the deal. I was afraid of letting go of my vision of success. You see, I invested over 3 years and my savings in developing these immersive play experiences. I had a big vision for how we were going to change the world. I told everyone about it. I took risk after risk in launching this company. It wasn't just my time, money, and energy. It was also my reputation on the line. I was making myself miserable because I thought I had to make it work. But somewhere in that foggy land between depression and numbness, I had a realization. I knew something had to change. So I employed a rigorous process of self-reflection, which I'm actually going to be teaching later this fall in an 8-week workshop. Then I hired a coach because I knew I needed to have support and be held accountable in order to make this change. I wasn't going to be able to let this go alone. I gave myself time to mourn my vision because even though I was miserable, it was still hard to let that vision go. And I employed the strategies I teach my clients. Now I am happier than ever. My revenues are up 300% over last year. I have more flexibility in my schedule than ever. My husband and I host dinners with our friends several nights a week, so my sense of community is richer than ever. And there's a picture from last week here in the post. I have a great workout routine, and I feel like I'm taking good care of my body. I regularly am inspired by my clients and say out loud, I'm so grateful to get paid to do what I do. I am flourishing in a deep way. I share my story to show you that being happy at work isn't something that just happens. Our path to finding the work and life that make us happy isn't always direct, and it doesn't always end up looking like what we thought it would. Being happy takes courageously looking inward and asking yourself, what do I really want? And then you have to be willing to change your mind and accept yourself no matter where you are. You just listened to the post titled, I Was a Zombie and Addicted to Netflix by Stella Grizont of Woopaah.com. When it comes to hiring, don't go searching for the one. Just meet your match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree. Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. And one of the things I really love about Indeed is that it filters out those incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. So just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by FX's The Old Man. The hit show returns, starring Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow. The former CIA agent sets off on his most important mission to date, to recover his daughter after she's kidnapped. The stakes get higher and more secrets are uncovered. FX's The Old Man. All new Thursdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
And hey, I want to thank Stella so much for letting us read her content here. And let me tell you a little bit about her. As a speaker and executive coach, Stella Grizont works with overachievers who are seeking deeper career fulfillment and with organizations who are dedicated to elevating the well-being of their employees. In the last 12 years, Stella has coached over 1,300 individuals in 17 countries. Some of Stella's corporate clients include Google, Johnson & Johnson, and more. Her unique approach to being happier and more engaged on the job has been featured on MSNBC, The Today Show, ABC, and she regularly contributes to Forbes as well. Education-wise, Stella studied economics at Columbia University and was also one of the first 150 people to earn a master's in applied positive psychology, aka the science of happiness, from the University of Pennsylvania. She now lives in New Jersey with her husband and toddler, who continue to teach her what life is all about. Come by Woopaah.com for a lot more about Stella and a lot more content. By the way, that's spelled Woopaah, and I've got that linked in this episode's description for you. So that's going to do it for today. I thank you again for listening and, of course, ask you to subscribe if you got a second. Hope you have a great start to your weekend, and I'll be back with you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.